All right, all right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. Super, super excited. My name is Brother Rashawn Howard. I am your Eastern Regional Director of Bigger and Better Business, and I am super excited along with the Eastern Regional BBB team and the Impact 1914 team to have you join us for the inaugural First Tuesdays chapter developmental series. Brothers, there is going to be a plethora of information and content shared around First Tuesdays over the next couple months or so. I'm going to actually bring up the schedule just so you know what's coming, when it's coming, so you know when to register, how to register, all of those things. And then we're going to jump into today's topic. If you are currently watching, whether it be on YouTube Live or if you're here with us here on the Zoom, I appreciate you for being here on the Zoom. And definitely put your questions and things of that nature in the chat as they come along. Any initial questions you have about partnerships and sponsorships, feel free to put that in the chat before we get started as well. But first, I want to share what this is about. So, brothers, I want to thank our BBB area coordinator team, every single brother from every single area who is completely engaged in what we're doing in bigger and better business. When we came out of state meeting season last spring, I asked them what are some of the things they'd like to see? What are some of the things that we can do better? And consistently, what's come out is our chapters need more understanding on how to put a PIA in. Our chapter need more understanding on how to run an efficient program. Our chapter wants more understanding on understanding black spin and when to use it, when not to use it, things of that nature. And so we are committed to developmental training, to developmental growth, because we know that it is the programs that drive the success of our chapters and ultimately drives membership inside of our chapters. So I want to share with you what the schedule looks like over the next couple of months here. So first of all, First Tuesdays is a micro training and developmental program for our chapters and chapter efficiency. So you know exactly what we're doing here. So today we're going to be talking about partnerships and sponsorships, not only on a regional level, but how to accumulate them on the local level as well, with some tips and tricks on how to identify money opportunities so you can grow the general fund in your chapter bank. In November, and again, this is going to be every first Tuesday except for January at 8 p.m. right here on the same channel, on the same Zoom. In November, we are going to be breaking down Black Spin. Now, I'm excited about that because there is some new things coming in Black Spin as under the leadership of Brother Charles Jones, who is the new international director of Bigger and Better Business. I have been appointed the chair of the Black Spin Initiative. So great work by Brother Mike Harvey. He did the virtual passing of the baton. If you've seen that episode on Impact 1914 live last Tuesday, and just super, super excited to take that on. I have big shoes to fill, but I know we are going to continue the vision of Black Spin and keep that going. So join us in November for Black Spin. December, we'll be talking about the new chapter rubric for awards in BBB, and you know how to ensure that your chapter is compliant. Then we're going to jump back. We're going to take a break in January. Then we're going to jump back in February, and we're going to talk about how you can do model chapter programming. And then in March, we'll talk about PIA efficiency. And then in April, we'll talk about how do you amplify the great things that you're doing in BBB. But today, we are going to be discussing the partnership and sponsorship initiative that has come out on an Eastern regional level. And brothers, I am super, super excited about that and what that means, not just for ERC 2026, but ERC 2028, 2030, 2032, and beyond, because we have created a formula that can be utilized and maximize for our brotherhood moving forward. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take you to the sponsorship and partnership guide, because the first thing is, Rashawn, if I don't know where to get and how to get there, then what do I do at that point, right? So first of all, actually, I'm going to put myself on the side here. There we go. And so, brothers, the sponsorship packet is on pbseast.org. Okay. You go to events, you go down to the 2026 regional conference, and then right at the bottom, you'll see partnership and sponsorship information. You go view here, and then boom, it's up. So what I want to do is break down the partnership and sponsorship tiers so you understand exactly what is available. And then we're going to break down how we can get this money, not just on the regional side, but on the local side as well. Okay, so the difference between partnership and sponsorship, brothers, in this initiative is a partnership is year round. So if a business or a brother's Sigma business decides to purchase a partnership level, then they are agreeing to a 12-month partnership, a memorandum of understanding that they are going to be working with Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated Eastern Region over a 12-month period, and we're going to be advertising them and working through the agreements of the partnership throughout that 12 months. So those levels are platinum, gold, silver. Those are the partnership levels. Then we have sponsorship levels. For those brothers who don't know, there is typically in 1 year, there is typically at least 6 events, in-person events that we have as a region that have sponsorship opportunities, but also can be maximized with partnerships. You either have in an off regional year, you're going to have the leadership conference, you're going to have 2 in-person board meetings, and you're going to have 3 area meetings, as we have 3 different areas. So that's 6 separate opportunities for a business to sponsor an event, a program, a conference, a meeting for the Eastern region of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. On a regional year, which we're coming into in 2026, you have the Eastern region. You have January, we have an in-person board meeting. Then this year, we happen to have a Elevate the Bond conference with our sorors, which is a great addition. Then we have the conference, the Eastern Regional Conference. Then we're going to have most likely an in-person summer meeting and or an in-person fall meeting, regional board meeting. And you're going to have your area meeting season again in the fall, which we are in right now. So all opportunities for sponsorships on the different sponsorship level. And the sponsorship packet breaks down what those different levels are and where they can tap in and what that looks like. Okay? So brothers, again, in order to get to this sponsorship packet, I'm going to start us from scratch. You're going to go to pbseast.org. You're going to go to Around the Region. You're going to hit Events. Then you're going to go down to 2026 Eastern Regional Conference. You're going to scroll down to the bottom where you see the partnership and sponsorship information. View here, and then you'll have everything that you need in reference to the partnership sponsorship packet. Now, for those who are on Zoom, is there anyone who has any questions about what we've gone over so far? All right. So let's break down tips and tricks. I'm going to come back to the regional level and the partnership packet and sponsorship packet and all of that. Great things. But right now I want to focus on the chapter level, right? I want to focus on ways that the chapter can increase and build their general fund through partnerships and sponsorships. And the first thing that I'm going to discuss is our Sigma Business Locator. This is a dual kill two birds with one stone type thing that we can do here, brothers. It is very important and vital that we're supporting our, not just black business, but that we're supporting our Sigma businesses. And our Sigma businesses, we want to also give them opportunities to be sponsors and partners of our local chapters, sponsors and partners of our area meetings, sponsors and partners of our board meetings, sponsors and partners of our conferences, right? And so, for those who may not know how to identify or to get to Sigma businesses, I know some chapters may have their own Sigma business directory or their own minority business directory. And Sigma has a directory there already set for you. Blueprint. There we go. All right. Hit the blueprint. There we go. In the blueprint, you want to go under your member portal. You want to log in. And for those who haven't seen this before, brothers, for those who are Sigma businesses, first important thing for all brothers is please update your about me demographics, communication preferences, professional affiliations, and in this instance, your business ownership affiliation. You see my business ownership affiliation is in here. This will automatically register you for the Sigma Business Locator, where brothers will have the opportunity inside of the blueprint to identify you as a Sigma business under the directory. You go straight to membership, you go to the directory, and you see three tabs here. You can look up a member with the left tab, the middle tab. You can look up a chapter. But with the third tab, brothers, you can look up the business locator. And you can filter it in different ways. So if you want to just look in industry specific, if you want to look state specific, so I'll go Pennsylvania because that's where I'm at. And you can just click find. And you'll see here that there is a number of businesses. Brother Chuck Gardner, I see you on the Zoom and I see your business already loaded in to the Sigma Business Locator. Appreciate you for that. DJ Turtle, we got to get you going. DJ Turtle, where your DJ business at? We got to get you in here. So if you have if you are a Sigma brother and you have a business, we need you to update your my account information. Come on, computer. And under the business ownership and entrepreneurial affiliations, so that way you're automatically registered for the Sigma Business Locator. But if you are the chair of an event and you have a 10-year, 20-year, 30, 40, 50, whatever, you have a gala coming, you have a barbecue coming, a major chapter event that may be coming up, a dinner, a cabaret, whatever the situation is, and you want to identify how to get sponsors. The first place we should be looking, brothers, is the Sigma Business Locator. We should be reaching out to our Sigma businesses first because we have access in the information. I want to shout out and give credit. I don't know if Brother Wes Lewis is on here. I know for his chapter down in PG County, when they just completed a successful 5K prostate cancer awareness walk. Amazing event that those brothers do down there. One of the first things that Brother Wes Lewis did was head to the Sigma Business Locator and reach out to a bunch of Sigma businesses in his area about an opportunity to sponsor that walk. Brothers, that is a great way to identify partnerships, to support a multitude of different BBB initiatives, while also helping to ensure the financial success of an event that you might be having. So the first place we should be going is the Sigma Business Locator. Okay? So we're the chair of an event in our chapter. We're doing a cabaret, a gala, a walk. And we want to identify how to garner additional funds not connected to ticketing for that event. The first place we should be looking is the Sigma Business Locator. The second place we should be looking is our actual jobs. Our actual jobs. In 2025, it might be a little bit different. But in a lot of cases, a lot of the Fortune 500 companies still have money available for organizations like Phi Beta Sigma, depending on what the industry's uh, uh, objective, I mean, depending on what the event objective is for that chapter's event. I'll give you an example. New Sigma has a foundation brunch every year in June to give out scholarships to high school students going into their first year of college. A lot of Fortune 500 companies have money to donate to causes like that. Some companies have prostate cancer specific causes. If you work for that company, typically you should know their value statement, right? Their virtues, their mission that they live by, and what their community service objective is. If you don't, I suggest that's something that you research soon. Because if you can connect their value statement, their value prop, their mission, and their community service objective with any initiatives that we do in Phi Beta Sigma, and your chapter is doing an event in that specific value, virtue, or category, there's an opportunity to have a discussion and a conversation with your job about garnering funds and them being a sponsor for that event. So the first place we're looking is the Sigma Business Locator. The second place we're looking is in our own jobs. The third place we're looking is within the connections that we have with specific people. And what I mean by that, brothers, is who do we know that sits on boards of specific companies that makes financial decisions about handing out sponsorships? I know one of the great conversations that brother area director Ocasio G down in Virginia were having around the ERC is that he has those connections and that network of people that sit on boards that can make financial decisions for their businesses. And so we're working to garner specific partnerships and funds based off those relationships. So what relationships do you have? So brothers, here's my first challenge that's coming out of today's First Tuesday chapter developmental series. I know we have a couple chapter presidents on the line. I appreciate my area directors of BBB who are on Zoom. And I'm thankful for all those who are watching on YouTube Live as well. I appreciate you guys for joining us. Here's what we should be doing as leaders in our chapters. Your first challenge or your first call to action is to go back and create a form for your chapter brothers to identify what companies they work for and what boards they sit on. That's it. Collect the data. What companies does the brothers in your chapter work for, and what boards do the brothers in your chapter sit on? That's your first call to action. Once you identify and collect that data, put it in a drive somewhere, so that way you have it when it comes time to preparing for your next big event. The next thing I want you to do is identify any brothers who have businesses in your chapters and confirm that they filled out the business and entrepreneurship affiliation in the Sigma Business Locator. A lot of our chapters across the region, across the fraternity, has a minority business directory and a Sigma business directory. We're working on putting something together for the minority business directory in Sigma. But right now, we do have a directory for Sigma businesses. We don't have to reinvent the wheels, brothers. Have those brothers put that information into the blueprint. So all you have to do is log in, filter, and print out. Okay? Any questions for the brothers who are on the Zoom so far? All right. So far, we have exposed you to the Eastern Regional Partnership and Sponsorship Packet. And we've talked about different ways to garner funds in your chapter. Now, disclaimer, I am not, this next statement, I am not saying that we should have nonprofits connected to our chapter, or if you don't, go get a nonprofit connected to your chapter. That's not what I'm saying. However, if your chapter has a thriving nonprofit with the proper paperwork, with a separate board, that is another way to garner and maximize partnership and sponsorship opportunities. My suggestion, especially as someone who works in the financial services industry, is if you have a nonprofit in your chapter, to really, really search more for the partnership level and not the sponsorship level. In a lot of cases, because you're a nonprofit, companies aren't going to sponsor anything that you do, but they will partner with you. Again, identify their initiatives, their value prop, things that might interest them. If they're interested in mentoring young adults, in the Philadelphia area, there's a huge push for violence prevention and events, task activities that can prevent and keep our young adults off the streets. So connecting the Sigma Beta Club and any foundations or nonprofit that's connected to the chapter Sigma Beta Club, seeing if there's city grants, city partnership opportunities that may come with a grant that could then be utilized for enhanced and more efficient, bigger and better business programming, educational programming, social action programming. I'll tell you one of the things that our Eastern Regional Director of Social Action has done a great job of is maximizing partnerships and local nonprofits around the Stop the Bleed kit, the violence prevention camps that Brother Stiff has done over the years in his role as our Eastern Regional Director of Social Action, and previous to that as the Area Coordinator of Social Action in Pennsylvania. Maximizing those partnerships through nonprofit opportunities to have very successful and efficient social action events. Brothers, this is another way to ensure we're not tapping into our own brothers' pockets when we're trying to do something to help the community, when we're trying to make an impact in the community, when we're trying to do something big for our brotherhood and our brothers' families and the families that and the communities that our brothers live in, right? We can maximize the nonprofits that we already have and go after that city and state money as a partner. Go grab those grants and utilize them for more efficient programming to maximize your programming ability. To bring in special guest speakers that may cost, right? To booster some of the things that you may want to add to the agenda. So another tip and trick on maximizing opportunities when it comes to partnerships and sponsorships. Now, let's get back to ERC 2026 and how the partnership works. Brothers, we're not asking you to do a bunch of work. We're asking you to identify the opportunity. This BBB team, myself, as the Eastern Regional Director of Bigger and Better Business, as someone who on multiple levels have helped ensure and garner over $50,000 of partnership and sponsorship money for Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, whether it be locally, state, or regionally, you don't have to do the work. We just need your relationship. That is all we're asking for. I can speak on behalf of the 28th Eastern Regional Director, because he said this out of his own mouth directly. All he's looking for is for the relationship and the connection. We will do the work. Brother Regional Director, Brother Vice Director, myself, and members of the BBB team are experts in this field. We do this not just, I have a nonprofit myself that I do this for, but we've also done it multiple times for the fraternity. We're asking the brothers to step in and step up, identify and maximize your relationships, and make the connections to the board so that way we can ensure that we're able to really turn up in a different way in Norfolk. So those brothers, especially those who are in the Virginia area, who may know somebody but may not know how to approach, may not know what to do, just say, hey, I think I have a really good partnership opportunity with my fraternity. I want to connect you with Rashawn Howard. I want to connect you with Brother Nigel Quayla. I want to connect you with Brother Ben Austin. And just so we can see if there can be a mutual partnership that can work for both of us. We're not asking you to go close the partnership, brothers. You don't even have to send the partnership and sponsorship packet to those connections. We're just asking you to make those connections, maximize your relationships, so that way we can add more value to the brotherhood during our conferences, during our area meetings, during our board meetings. I'll share with y'all, for those who were at, and Brother Omar, I know you was at the Norfolk area meeting, and let me tell y'all something. They had a DJ. They had a DJ. And it changed the vibe of the area meeting. It changed the momentum of the area meeting. It helped the day go quicker. We can't afford to have a DJ at every area meeting, every regional conference, every regional board meeting, unless there's a partner or a sponsor who can pay for that DJ's time. I would love for us to hire DJs like DJ Turtle on an Eastern Regional Partnership and Contract sponsored by another business. Because now we're really putting our money where our mouth is. We're supporting a Sigma business, a minority business. We're pushing revenue into that industry and economy, and we're adding value to our brotherhood. Brothers, imagine if we had a DJ at every one of these meetings, how different the meetings would flow. I tell you, I had a good time in Norfolk with that DJ. Music coming on every time somebody came to the podium, every time somebody left the podium. Strobes breaking off every time there was a small intermission. It was great. But that's not something that we can do consistently without pouring new revenue streams into the region. So, brothers, these developmental sessions are not meant to be long-winded, are not meant to be super, super intense. So I'll open it up for anyone who has any questions. For those who are watching or on YouTube Live, and for the brothers who are here, as we continue to build this developmental series, I definitely don't want it to feel like a lecture or that I'm talking at you or to you, or I'm talking the whole time. We're going to bring guests in throughout these developmental series. We're going to have brothers come in and give examples on things that's working in their chapters, and we're going to have brothers share chapter reports, and they're going to give different examples as we move forward. But I'm asking brothers, please register for these developmental series. Please come ready to be attentive with your questions, be inquisitive, and just be ready to learn and gain and garner different perspectives on ways to grow and build your chapter up, to build chapter success so you can grow your chapter, right? And that's what this is all about. This is all about amplifying and showing that Phi Beta Sigma is more than just a fraternity, right? It is a brotherhood. it is here for Culture for Service, Service for Humanity to have a huge impact on our community, but also to really, really, really garner value for this brotherhood. So I want to answer for those on YouTube Live. I want to read the question in the chat out loud so you can hear it. So Brother Jamal said, "Wouldn't this directory benefit from being public facing rather than being behind a paywall or blueprint?" Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And Brother Jamal, we are working on that. There are barriers to technology and entry and cost, right? On putting a platform like that outside of the blueprint. The blueprint is a platform and infrastructure that's already there. So all we had to do was add a tab and information. Um, it's a relationship manager that already exists in order to make it public. And by the way, it's being worked on. There's additional costs and firewalls and things of that nature, but it's being worked on. Absolutely, yes, it would benefit more to be public. And on an international level, they're working on that. Brother Jamal's next question is, you might have said this already, but is there a pre-existing deck that speaks to the value sponsorship partnership provides potential businesses with, i.e., events attendance estimates? Yes, yes, there is. And brothers, we're going to make sure that that is on impact1914.org, and we will show you what that packet looks like during the town hall on Thursday. So thank you for being here today. Come back and visit us again at 7 p.m. on Thursday for the Fall 2025 BBB Town Hall, where we're going to talk about the different things going on in Black Spin. We'll unveil the most updated Black Spin numbers. I think we have those ready. We'll share some BBB awards. We'll answer some of the questions that you may have in BBB. And Brother Jamal will also break down that packet, which has the regional demographics. It has the some regional numbers, the communities that we serve, our value prop as a fraternity, that we can share that deck with some of our partners and relationships. If you feel that you want to take that extra step and say, hey, take this, look at this. Let me know if you think there's a mutual partnership, and then let me connect you to Brother Howard, Brother Austin, Brother Quelo. Then yeah, absolutely. Let's make that happen. Brothers, are there any additional questions that we have before we close out and prepare for our town hall, which is the next event up this Thursday? Any additional questions that we had before we close out and prepare for the town hall? All right. So, brothers, I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to do this after every session so that way you know. Impact19.org. Uh, one of one of the objectives that we had when we ran in 2024, I can't believe it's going on 2 years now, is that we promised to put everything BBB at the palm of your hands. So that way you wouldn't have to go through Blueprint, Brother Jamal, and it would be public facing, easy to get to, whether you're a brother or not, right? To get the information that you need in order to efficiently be an advocate and ambassador for BBB. Impact1914.org is your resource for BBB. Everything that you need is right here, including the International BBB uh, landing page, as well as International BBB YouTube playlist. Under Brother Gibson, all virtual events were recorded and added to the BBB playlist. So you can have access to that content, as well as an updated ticker that updates all the events that's going on. And brothers, if you go to impact1914.org right now, you can, well, this is about to be over, but you can register for today's first Tuesday. You can register for the BBB Town Hall, but most importantly, brothers, we want you to submit your questions. What questions do you have around BBB? What questions do you have around BBB? Submit your questions. Register for the town hall. We want to see your face in the place. We want you to be a part of the information that we're going to be sharing. But also bookmark impact1914.org, because this is your home for everything BBB in the Eastern region. As you can see, all the flyers updated, the team, who your area coordinators are, all of that right here, right in front, right for you. So we want to make sure that you have that. So, brothers, again, I appreciate you for popping in. I appreciate you for joining us for our inaugural First Tuesday chapter developmental series around efficient programming. And remember, the goal for this, brothers, is if we have efficient and effective programming that will ensure chapter success, and chapter success ensures chapter growth, which means the fraternity grows. And that's what we're here for. And we're here to add value to the brotherhood in the best way that we can. Brothers, thank you for joining us on Impact 1914 Live. Thank you for joining the BBB team for our inaugural First Tuesdays. Make sure you register for our town hall. We will see you right here on Thursday the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk to you soon, brothers.